Hello. So basically, I was planning to make a YouTube video about education news because the purpose of this channel is really to keep educators in touch with research evidence. But then when I saw the situation with the COVID-19, I started thinking that probably some people may be interested in something else than actually education news for this video. So I posted that on my Instagram and my Facebook, and I started asking my contacts, oh, what would you like to see? And most of the people, I think, said, I mean, there were a few that said education news, to be fair, but most of them, they mentioned online learning. So I thought, let's try to quickly address this topic. And I'm not going to discuss today more about online learning, that doesn't happen at the same time as synchronous online learning, because we can even share resources with our students via email. I think, it's a quite easy way to do. And also for higher education, people are quite used to having e-classes that they post their slides and material, etc. Some of them, they also have discussion boards. And obviously, I'm not an expert in that. So I'm going to share my experience from teaching at Durham University last week with Microsoft Teams. And I've also invited Evi to join me because she's my friend, first of all, and then because I know she has already completed a postgraduate degree, a master's in arts and education with online learning. And now, obviously, she's doing a second master's, which was in-person master's, but ended up being online learning. So first of all, I will share my experience, and then Evi, I will just pass this to you to share your experience with other platforms. So when I had to teach with Microsoft Teams last week, first of all, I was given only 3 days notice. So I think we found out on Thursday evening that we have to start teaching online from Monday. And I hadn't used Microsoft Teams before, but I have to admit it was very easy to use. So what I did, I just installed the Microsoft Teams app on my laptop, which took like a minute. And then that was a quite easy software to use. We just created a team. You can just click create a team, and then you can even set via Microsoft Teams calendar an event, and then you invite the people at the team. And when the time comes for the seminar, because we did that not for a lecture, but actually for a seminar, when the time came on Monday for the seminar, you can just go on your calendar and it gives you like a button that you can just click, and it says join. And then you obviously join online, and as an instructor, you can see your students and the students can see you. And obviously that requires that everyone has a good internet connection, and maybe, for the first 10 minutes, I think everyone was somehow like, oh, how do I log in, etc. So people were just coming in and we were just seeing their screens appearing. But it was easy to see everyone and to communicate with everyone. And I think the seminar went really smoothly. So Microsoft Teams also gives you the option to share your screen. So let's say you want to share a resource, or you want to share some slides with your students or something. You can just share your screen as an instructor, and everyone can actually see that, which is very positive. You can also record your session, but because it was a seminar, and even though we have like lecture capture for lectures at Durham, for seminars, we just didn't think it was something we wanted to do for the specific seminar. So obviously we didn't use that option, but that option was also there in case someone wants to record a lecture or something. So in general, I felt that was a very easy to use app, and I felt it helped us communicate with the students. So Evi, I know you have used different apps, not Microsoft Teams, and I don't know exactly which ones, but I have invited you here today to share your experience with them.
Okay, my experience of using online learning platforms as a student has to do with Cisco WebEx and Google Meet. when of course we're talking about synchronous education. Their operation is quite the same. Google Meet is very easy to access and use, as it does not require the installation of any application. The student receives a unique link for each course, which provides access to the virtual meet place of the class. The instructor appears in full screen. On the right side, there is a list of the participants and a chat room. On the bottom, there is a pop-up toolbar from which somebody can turn on or off the microphone or the camera, or start a presentation. This means that this platform gives the instructor the opportunity to upload a file in order for the students to be able to see at the same time what the instructor is presenting. This does not mean that students lose contact with the instructor, as he or she appears on the right side of the screen in a smaller window. Moreover, Google Meet offers to the participants the opportunity to have their camera and microphone on. Although the platform offers the choice of the chat room, camera and microphone are more direct in a means where in-person human contact is absent. Thus, the fact that the students themselves can turn on or turn off the microphone or the camera at any time they want gives autonomy to all of them. So they can have them turned off during the lecture and turn them on in order to intervene only when they have to ask or say something. Cisco WebEx is another platform for online learning that I have used as a student. It is not so much different from Google Meet. WebEx needs installation in order for students to have access to the link that they receive for each course. And it gives the instructor the opportunity to share his or her screen. So all the participants see the same thing. Again, the instructor appears if he or she wants on the right side in a smaller window. On the right side, there is also a window with several options. There is a chat room where you can choose if you want to send a direct message to all or only to one of the other participants. You can also see who else attends the course in the list of participants. In WebEx, the instructor is the one who can turn on the microphone of a student only when the student raises his or her hand, pressing a button with a hand on it. For very few students, 2 or 3, let's say, we can use the well-known meeting platform Skype that offers the option of screen sharing as well. However, I consider Skype for Business as a more appropriate for a bigger number of participants. Skype for Business is also a tool used by some professors for distance learning. The sound is crystal clear, the quality does not deteriorate even when there are lots of participants, and the chat is also very easy to navigate. Another platform similar to the previous ones is the big blue button. It is a distance learning platform with many interesting features which help achieve interaction between teacher and student. The options it offers are digital blackboard, where both teacher and students can write down what they want, and polls to gather students' opinions on various subjects. There are more platforms that the instructors can use. There are not only these ones, but they are the ones that I have experience with.
Thank you, Evi. So I think if someone else has experienced a different platform and they would like to share it, they can just write it in the comments below, or you can just email it to me, and I will try to include that in the next video. I'm going to also put a link below this video with some online learning resources that are offered by UCL. I found a website that they have gathered a lot of useful online learning resources for different phases of education. So I'm going to put this in the description of this video, and obviously I welcome everyone to contact me and share more resources. Thanks again.
Thanks for having me, Rania.